Good afternoon, everyone. Respected faculties, seniors, delegates, and students. Today is World Zoonosis Day. So I am discussing about a very important, also very much underdiagnosed topic, which is scrub typhus, which is very much prevalent in India. So it may be new to you nursing students, but you should know this because as an endemic to India, and scrub typhus caused by Orientia Tsutsugamushi, a difficult name, and it causes acute febrile illness, which is transmitted by a mite, which is known as trombiculid mite, and it is very much endemic in Southeast Asia. And the term Tsutsugamushi, if we broke the term, Tsutsuga means small and dangerous, and mushi means insect or mite. So this Orientia species or Orientia Tsutsugamushi, it is a bacteria which belongs to family Rickettsia. And according to WHO, this disease scrub typhus, it is the most underdiagnosed and underreported febrile illness in this Southeast Asia region. And recently, after the emerging of the diagnosis in India, after 2014 or 2015, it can be considered as re-emerging disease, which is very much increasingly recognized in India. And it is not a new disease, it's an old disease. During the Second World War, near the Burma, now called Myanmar, there was very much outbreak of scrub typhus, and about 36,000 soldiers were incapacitated or died due to only for the scrub typhus in those days. So this is a triangle which is known as the Tsutsugamushi triangle, and one point is from Pakistan or Afghanistan, another point is from Japan, and another is from Northern Australia. And between this area, the countries are present, their population at risk, and 1 million cases occurs annually in this region. So what is the vector of this scrub typhus? This Leptotrombidium species, and in study they found that in Gorakhpur and Pondicherry, Leptotrombidium deliensis and other like Ornithonisus and Leptotrombidium jayavikrami and Rajasthanisi, they are very much prevalent as a vector. So this is a mite-borne infection, and the reservoir are, one is the mite itself as a reservoir, and which is the most common, that is the rodents. The rodents are very much prevalent in all the areas everywhere in the country. So actually what happens, the rodents or rats, they carry the mites and they transmit the infection in here and there. And it was first reported in Japan. And why the scrub typhus? So why the term scrub? So scrub is a type of vegetation, bushes. So grassy lawn, जो SGPGI के अंदर बहुत कॉमन है, बुशेस, छोटा छोटा जो पार्क जो है, बहुत सारे बुशेस होता है, तो that may be a source of infection, where the triggers, that is the juvenile form of the mite, that remains intact, and they accidentally comes to the human contact. So how the clinical manifestation presents? It's a febrile illness, so fever तो होगा ही होगा. So incubation period is 5 to 21 days, and what is interesting that those mite which comes contact with the human skin, after the initial bite, a papule or small lesion is developed at the site of the bite, which ulcerates and heals with development of blackish area, which is known as eschar, which is very much pathognomonic of the scrub typhus. So these are the various forms of eschar which I have encountered in my previous institutes. What one is important thing, that the eschar is to be seen in various sites of the special. खुले जाएगा नहीं मिलेगा eschar, जो धक्का रहता है उस जगह ही मिलता है eschar, like the groin, axilla, genitalia और neck, जहाँ पर छुपे रहते हैं वो माइट, वहीं पर ये वो eschar मिलेगा. वहीं पर हमें देखना है, ढूंढना है, ढूंढ के निकालना पड़ेगा. कोई पेशेंट अपने नहीं बताएगा कि यहाँ पर हाँ मेरा एस्चर हुआ है, आप देख लीजिए. ऐसा नहीं होगा. Fever with this type of lesion, always suspect scrub typhus. And other like lesions should be ruled out, like spider bites, insect bites, scab due to trauma, other spotted fever, and also most importantly anthrax. And फीवर और ये स्टार्ट के अलावा और ब्रेडिकार्डिया होगा, हेडेक, मायल्जिया, एपैथी, लिम्फेडेनोपैथी, फोटोफोबिया, ड्राई कफ. ये एक मल्टी सिस्टम इन्वॉल्वमेंट डिजीज है. तो हेड से टो तक सारे ऑर्गन इन्वॉल्व हो सकते हैं. So, and approximately 1 week later, a spotted and maculopapular rash appears first on the trunk and then extremities, which blanches within a few days. What are the complications of scrub typhus? तो बहुत सारा complications हो सकता है. Even ये complication fatal भी हो सकता है. Interstitial pneumonia is the most common. Around 30 to 65% of the cases may develop if untreated. Interstitial pneumonia in various studies. Meningoencephalitis हो सकता है, myocarditis हो सकता है, acute renal failure हो सकता है, और इसी से mortality rate 30% तक हो सकता है अगर untreated रहे तो हमें डायग्नोसिस करना है. तो लेबोरेटरी डायग्नोसिस कैसे करें? सीरम से करना है. मोस्ट कॉमन जो हम लोग करते हैं सेरोलॉजिकल टेस्ट, पर्टिकुलरली आईजीजी और आईजीएम. तो प्रेजेंस ऑफ आईजीएम एंटीबॉडी इंडिकेट्स द रिसेंट इन्फेक्शन, एंड आईजीएम एंटीबॉडी टाइटर should be observed after 5 or 6 days, end of the first week, and IgG appears end of the second week. एंड जो एलाइजा का जो ओडी वैल्यू है, मतलब ऑप्टिकल डेंसिटी वैल्यू, वो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है, क्योंकि उसी के हिसाब से कट ऑफ निर्धारित किया जाता है. तो अभी इंडिया का कट ऑफ सीएमसी वेलोर ने एस्टेब्लिश किया था, जो था 0.5. अगर 0.5 के ऊपर कोई एलाइजा का रीडिंग आए स्क्रब टाइफस का, तो ये पॉजिटिव दिया जाता है. लेकिन अभी जो रिसेंट गाइडलाइन बोलते हैं कि 0.5 to 0.1 इज ग्रे जोन. अभी 1 अगर ओडी वैल्यू 1 से ऊपर हो तो ही इसको प्रॉपर स्क्रब टाइफस इन्फेक्शन हुआ है ऐसा माना जाता है. और वो भी इम्पोर्टेंट है, तो कब टेस्ट करना है? अगर लेस देन 5 डेज में आप सस्पेक्टेड स्क्रब टाइफस कर रहे हो सस्पेक्ट, तो उसको आईजीएम एंटीबॉडी देखने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उनमें आईजीएम एंटीबॉडी आने में 5-6 दिन के बाद आता है. तो लेस देन 5 डेज में नहीं आएगा. तो तब लेस देन 5 डेज में अगर डायग्नोसिस करना है तो तब मॉलिक्यूलर डायग्नोसिस में हमें जाना है. और क्या क्या टेस्ट? अभी वेल फेलिक्स टेस्ट ये पहले होता था, अभी यूज नहीं होता है. ये हिस्टोरिकल ये चीज है. वेल फेलिक्स रीजन में प्रोटियस का स्टेन लेकर उससे अगेंस्ट एंटीबॉडी टाइटर किया जाता था, लेकिन अभी इसका यूज अभी नहीं होता. और जो गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड है वो है इम्यूनोफ्लोरेसेंस से इनडायरेक्ट आई. तो उसका हाई सेंसिटिविटी है, लेकिन वो बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है, इसलिए अभी तो नहीं होता है. और रैपिड टेस्ट होता है जो लेटरल फ्लो ऐसे के तरफ होता है, उसमें आईजीजी और आईजीएम दोनों ही डायग्नोसिस कर सकता है, विच इज इजी टू परफॉर्म एंड इट गिव्स रिजल्ट्स अबाउट 10 मिनट्स. बट रैपिड डायग्नोसिस रिजल्ट से अगर पॉजिटिव आया तो ठीक है, पॉजिटिव मान लेंगे, लेकिन नेगेटिव आया तो यू शुड रूल आउट विथ serological test like ELISA. And molecular diagnosis by Orientia gene, 2 types of gene, 46 kilodalton or 47 kilodalton or 56 kilodalton, they have the antigen. And वो जो एस-चार्ट था, एस-चार्लिसन, उसी के मटेरियल से अगर किया जाए तो ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट मटेरियल होता है, मोस्ट सेंसिटिव मटेरियल होता है. अगर ब्लड का यूज करें तो बाफी कोट से हम लोग ये मॉलिक्यूलर डायग्नोसिस कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इसके ये बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है और इसके लिए ट्रेन स्टाफ की भी जरूरत है. और हमारा यहाँ पर एसजीपीजीआई में स्क्रब का एलाइजा होता है. और ये एक दिस इज अ स्टडी, दिस वाज डन इन सीडीसी निमहांस, अंडर सीडीसी निमहांस प्रोजेक्ट. There are 5 medical colleges, 5 institutes, not medical college, 5 institutes which are included in this study. And this study showed that among the acute encephalitis syndrome cases, the most important causative organism in all over India. वैसे ही 3 or 4 states में किया गया था is scrub typhus. Around ranging around from 20 to 33% are causative by causative agents are scrub typhus. And this is a study from SGPGI, our SGPGI, and where the pyrexia of unknown origin. The study was conducted where the 3-year study period from 2017 to 2020, among the PUO cases, 18.6% were due to scrub typhus, only second to enteric fever or typhoid. This is from my previous institute. This was one about the pyrexia of unknown origin, AFI case, acute febrile illness cases, where about 34% cases were due to scrub typhus, and among the AES cases, acute encephalitis syndrome cases, about 30% are due to scrub typhus. And one important thing is noted that the monthly distribution. There are 2 peaks of scrub typhus in India. One is monsoon, another is post monsoon. ये जो post monsoon वाला है ये बहुत भयानक होता है. जब मानसून खत्म होता जा रहा है यानी कि अक्टूबर या नवंबर में, तब सबसे ज्यादा स्क्रब टाइफस का आगमन होता है. This is I got a news from the Kerala that death occurs due to scrub typhus in a child. It's very unfortunate that in era of doxycycline, the death due to scrub typhus is occurring. But anyways, in adults, the doxycycline is the drug of choice, 200 milligram per day in 2 divided doses, and alternative is azithromycin. In children, also doxycycline can be used, 4.5 milligram per kg body weight, and azithromycin can be the alternative. But in pregnant women, doxycycline is contraindicated. So azithromycin is the drug of choice, 500 milligram single dose for 5 days. So what is the key messages? So always consider scrub typhus in the differential diagnosis of sepsis, fever with rash, fever with altered sensorium, fever with myalgia, fever with jaundice, and always rule out scrub typhus from any diagnosed cause of fever like dengue, malaria, enteric, leptospira, because doxycycline is a magic bullet. बाकी सबका फीवर का ट्रीटमेंट है कि नहीं, लेकिन ये स्क्रब का ट्रीटमेंट है. फीवर डॉक्सीसाइक्लिन देंगे तो पेशेंट 2 दिन में, अगर किसी AES पेशेंट को हुआ तो 2 दिन में वो चंगा हो जाता है. और history taking is very much important. Any recreational activity prior to the onset of symptoms should be given rise to suspicion of the scrub typhus. And also always rule out the cross reactivity. Don't overtreat scrub typhus. It's better to ask the OD value in case of scrub typhus positive cases. And always convalescent sample should be asked or check the rising titer for the confirmation of the cases. ये सभी ELISA या serological test का वो होता है. So what is the conclusion? That scrub typhus is a re-emerging acute febrile illness and also cause of acute encephalitis syndrome with non-specific clinical presentation and can be cured completely with adequate and proper treatment. And early and proper diagnosis can prevent the development of the undue complication and reduce the mortality. So this was the talk, and thank you.